Well, in this kinematics problem, we're going to race a rabbit and a turtle down a straight path. This is not the Aesop fable situation because I'm going to let the rabbit win. But we have a speed for the turtle, 0.15 meters per second. The rabbit, we're going to claim that this rabbit runs 20 times faster than the turtle. After the rabbit starts, goes 25 meters, finds a pile of carrots, sits down for 20 minutes, and then continues down that straight path. The rabbit does win, reaches the finish line first. Turtle is 3 meters away from the finish line. We want to calculate the length of the race. How far did the rabbit run? We'll assume he didn't meander around while eating the carrots, but just the straight line distance between the start line and the finish line. The turtle doesn't quite get there. The turtle's 3 meters short. And then we're going to calculate the length of time for this race. So it's always good, I think, to make a sketch of problems. So T for turtle, R for rabbit. We know 0.15 meters per second for the speed of the turtle. It's 3 meters away at the end of the race when the rabbit reaches the finish line. The rabbit sat here for 20 minutes chewing carrots. So how do we set this up? Well, this is not a problem where we're going to consider acceleration. We're going to say that the velocity was constant while the animal was in motion. So not going to worry about the rabbit decelerating to get to rest and accelerating again. We're just going to treat everything as having a constant velocity. So we can use distance equals rate times time. Distance equals rate times time. The turtle's distance is x minus 3 meters. X is the total distance from start to finish. The turtle is 3 meters short when the race is over. And it achieved this distance with a rate of 0.15 meters per second multiplied by the time that the turtle was ambling. For the rabbit covers the full x distance. Its speed is 20 times 0.15 meters per second, and it has a length of time t sub r, time for the rabbit, while the rabbit is in motion. T sub r represents the time the rabbit is in motion. So we have here two equations and two unknowns. Ultimately, it looks like three unknowns here, but t sub t and t sub r are not independent. We can relate them. Which do you think is the bigger number? Which animal has been in motion for the longest time? And you should come up with the turtle for this. So I'm going to go ahead and put up this relationship between t sub turtle is equal to t rabbit plus 1200 seconds. The rabbit's in motion for a short time. This is the 20 minutes times 60, the 1200 seconds. So the turtle is always ambling. The rabbit was in motion for a short time. We add 1200 seconds and we get the time for the turtle. The two animals start at the same time. The race finishes at the same time, though the only difference between the two times, turtle and rabbit, is the 1200 seconds. And I'm actually going to rearrange this just a little bit. I want to make a substitution here, and I'm going to replace t sub r. So t sub r would be time for the turtle minus 1200 seconds. And let's go ahead and write our equations again. So x minus 3, I'm going to drop the units. We're in standard units of meters and seconds. And over here, the 20 times 0.15, that's going to be a 3. And then t sub r is a quantity, t sub t minus 1200. So we did have three symbols up here, unknowns, but the two times are related, so we can change this to two equations and two unknowns. And I'm going to solve by the method of substitution. We want to know x for this first question. So I'm going to solve this for t sub turtle and then substitute it in here. So t sub turtle, that's going to be x minus 3 divided by 0.15. And now we take this over here. I'm going to work right here. So x is equal to 3, and t sub t is now replaced with x minus 3 over 0.15, and we still have the minus 1200. So we're going to process the parentheses just a little bit here. I'm going to multiply by 3. I'm going to distribute the 3 through here, and it has to multiply on everything in the numerators. So this becomes 3x over 0.15 minus 9 over 0.15 minus 1200 times 3. I'm going to go ahead and write the 3600. And then simplifying with the division here, the 3 divided by 0.15 gives us 20 x. The 9 divided by 0.15 gives us a minus 60. And then we have minus 3600. So x is equal to this expression here, 20x minus 60 minus 3600. So I need to gather the x terms together, need to gather the numbers together. I'm going to choose to leave x on the right side, and so it's going to be 20x minus 1x, and then the minus 3660, I'm going to add 3660 to both sides. So I get 3660 equals 19x. Again, kind of a long way away here, but the x is equal to 20x minus 60 minus 3600. I've subtracted x from both sides, so the 1x minus 1x goes to 0. The minus 3600, I've added 3660, should say, minus 3660. I've added plus 3660 to both sides. So I end up with this situation. We divide by 19, and we come up that x has a value of 192.6 meters. If I don't round too much, could round it to 193 meters. Ask your instructor what level of rounding is desired. So next question, what's the length of time the turtle was ambling? What's the length of time the turtle was ambling? We want which of these? We want t sub t. We want to know t sub t. Well, t sub t is available to us right here. T sub t is equal to x minus 3, so 192.6 minus 3, both of those are in meters, divide by 0.15. So you should do this on your own calculator. 192.6 minus 3, that calculation has to be done first, then divide by 0.15, and we get 1,264 seconds, depending on how you've rounded. And we can convert this to minutes. The conversion factor is 1 minute is worth 60 seconds. And that gives us a time that the turtle was ambling of 21.1 minutes, roughly. Does that seem like it's feasible? Is that realistic? Well, yes. The turtle stopped. The turtle kept on moving while the rabbit stopped for 20 minutes. So the time for the turtle must be bigger than 20 minutes. And you could double check it. I have. And this is a valid answer. Check it with the 1264 minus the 1200 multiplied by 3. And you'll see it does work out. So there we have, this time the rabbit wins the race and gives us a race distance, 192.6 meters, and a time for the race, total elapsed time for both animals, 21.1 minutes. The rabbit was moving for 1.1 minutes. The turtle was ambling for 21.1 minutes. And if you want other videos for physics and astronomy, Check out these two websites. There's nothing for sale at these websites. There's no login required. You don't have to give your email address or anything. Just welcome to use these. Hope it helps.